Hey everyone, Sir Jellybean here, and we are back with Caught Arms Against the Ostfront Liberation. This is a tutorial on the US heavy tanks. Now, this one's going to be a little bit different to the other ones because there is literally two US heavy tanks available. As you can see, the Pershing or the Super Pershing. So we're actually going to see not only what these tanks bring to the field, but what can they take on. Now this is key because, as you know, the US heavy tanks are heavy, but compared to the Germans, they ain't that heavy. But you'll see as we show you. So, we have both variants, two of each. We'll show you off. So we'll start with the standard Pershing. Pack a 90mm main gun. Now this is interesting. The main gun has less penetration than the Panther with standard rounds. Yes, that 90mm gun is not as high velocity as the Panther. So the Americans did miss out a bit there, but it still packs a big punch. It comes with 26 armor piercing composite blast cap, I think. Oh, basically armor piercing rounds, 5 armor piercing blast cap, 35 HE, and 3 high velocity armor piercing, which are a bit like composite rigid, I believe. And it also has armor between 22 and 162 on the hull, turret armor 25 to 114, and extra armor 5. And as you can see, some nice sloped armor. It's a pretty good tank. Now the weird thing is, it's not super heavy like a King Tiger or like an IS-2, so you do have to take that into consideration. It's still a beast, but in my opinion, still does not quite take on something as useful. You know, combat wise, a Jag Tiger or a King Tiger can still demolish it, but the Pershing is still a very capable all round very heavy tank. And then we obviously go to the, obviously it's packing 230s and a 50 as well, which is fantastic, and obviously this very powerful main gun. Bing! And then we've got the Super Pershing, which packs more armour in the sense of extra armour, up to 80, and it has a, if you look at the main gun, it's the L73, so it's 20 bigger, and it has 15 armor piercing, whatever they are, can't remember, HE, armor piercing blast cap 10, 13 HE and 3 HFAT, but it's got a more powerful main gun, which is obviously important. It's also got a bit more armour, and obviously with the same crew, the gunner actually leans out and uses the 50, which is great. Now, because of the limited options for the US tanks, I just want to see what they're capable of. Now, these are standoff range of around 200 metres here, 200-ish. The reason I've done this, all these tanks are in range of each other. So the idea is, let me just make this a bit more neat. Oh, I'll turn the engines off, bugger. Bugger! Just go a little bit forward, sir. A little bit forward, yes, a little bit forward for me. Oh, thank you very much, thank you very much. Thank you, Hans. Very generous of you, good driving. Oh, what are you doing, you turkey? You absolute moronic fools. I will drive. I also have a cop, sorry everyone, but I want to get this video done. I want it to be productive on my night away from my very busy life as a social butterfly. Yes, you wouldn't believe it, Sir Jellybean actually talks to people in real life. I know, disgusting, but here we are. Anyway. We're going to see what the Pershing can actually do at these ranges to these beasts, because this is what you'll be coming against in the campaign. This is what you'll be coming against. This is the enemy. So, the standard Pershing. Standard round, we have just spotted a Tiger. Let's fire around. Straight through. Well, that's not so that surprising. The Tiger's a vehicle from 1941. It ain't that strong compared to a Pershing. Its armour does lack where, you know, in certain areas. The Pershing can punch through it quite well. We are just going to... My apologies, like I said, still got a cough. We are just going to, the ground is a bit annoying, but like you see the Tiger there, 3, 2, 1, let's fire. And the round straight through. What we're going to do is put armor piercing blast cap as well. And if the standard Pershing can punch through, the Super Pershing will annihilate it. So there's not even any reason to fire the Super Pershing. We may do just for fun, but as you can see, straight through. And as you can see, the Tiger's taking an absolute beating. He's just getting hammered. It's no fun for him. So the Tiger's not really a threat to the Super Pershing, as you all knew. Even though the Tiger's gun could do some damage to the armour, the Tiger's in a pretty bad way, to be fair. He's basically dead. His crew's dead. And the Pershing's done some heavy damage, which is awesome. So it shows the Pershing's more than capable to deal with the Tiger, which is great. Especially as that what it's kind of designed to do. So the Tiger's obviously an older tank. By then was outclassed by the Pershing main gun. But yeah, the Tiger still had a pretty good kick as well, but I'm pretty sure the Pershing isn't too scared of the Tiger, even though the 88 could still do damage. Next we have the Königstiger. So let's pump some rounds from the Pershing into the King Tiger. Now we are going to have to move that around, sorry, I thought that was in a decent position. What we'll do is we'll bring it a bit closer actually, because this is 150 metres, I know it's closer. Whoa, 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 that was way too close. We'll put it there at 150, and actually what we can do, we can just delete this terrain. Let's just get this out of the way, apologies for this everyone. Let's just grab all you, and move you back that's about 50 metres. Ta-da! And it's gone. So that's, yeah, about 200 metres, bro. So let's put some rounds to the Persian in. As you can see, lower glacial, weakness, upper, nothing. Let's try the Super Persian as well. Main gun. As you can see, on the main gun and the main turret and the glacial, not much is being done. Some damage to the hull, which is impressive. Now the weak spot is that lower glacial there. It can pen. As you can see here, it can damage the tracks. But here's the key thing I want to show you. It's the counter weapons. Because even with the 90mm gun and the heavy cannon, so this is just one round from the King Tiger's main gun. I don't think I hit that one with that one, to be fair, so that's probably a bad demonstration. But it did damage the hull. We'll reload. As you know, the King Tiger's main gun very strongly. If you aim something like the turret, there you go, the turret will be knocked. So the Persian is very vulnerable to these kind of super heavies. And the Super Persian has a bit more armour, but it won't make too much of a difference. The main thing is to do things like hit the lower glacial, like this. As you can see, that is bailed out. So they can take on the King Tiger as well, which is fantastic. We will bring these two... Oh, sorry, wrong thing. We will bring these two forward, so we can start also seeing you know, what the enemy has for us. So we've obviously got the Ferdinand and the thing now. The Ferdinand is the same gun as the King Tiger. The real threat is something like a Jag Tiger. Just to demonstrate, even that Persian's in pretty bad state. Fire around. Boom. It will not stand up to the Jag Tiger. This thing was designed to rip through IS-2s at range. I will demonstrate on one of the Super Persians as well, just to show the ferocity of the Jag Tiger. As you can see, we'll do it on this one just for fun. Straight through it. So you are going to be dealing with the super heavies in an armour. In an armour engagement, the Jag Tiger will demolish you. But you are not out for the count. As you can see, Jag Tiger, lower glacial, that bend. And as you can see, killed a crew member, went straight through. Let's pump another one in. And that's the weak spot, is these underneath area. Now obviously we're fighting on quite low terrain. If these tanks are in good cover, or they've got that lower bit covered by terrain, you're going to be in some trouble. So the Super Persian can actually do some quite good damage. We'll load the high velocity armor piercing. I believe these are kind of like armor piercing composite rigid, so we'll have to get a bit closer with them. But in a situation where that lower glacial was buried or something, or in cover or some sort, there's some obstruction, you want to advance forward. And as you can see, you can penetrate things like even the mantlet there. And that may have gone through, let's double check. Not so far, but the Super Persian does pack a punch. Yeah, we should definitely get through the Ferdinand, I'd say, with this range. Sorry for the coughing, apologies. Very slow on the reload though. I don't believe that even penned there, so that's quite worrying. It did damage the hull, I think it killed a man, but not that much, so the composite bridge is not great. Our pierce at this range though, as we close forward, should be capable of penetrating. I think we're about 150 metres here. 130. Let's just, have we go. Hit with some 50 caliber before we engage. God, that was cool. And no penetration there. Oh, it did actually pen, but I think that clipped the lower glacial, that's why. So you can punch the lower glacial, like always. The weak spot is that lower glacial there. Nowhere near as tough, but it's not always going to be that easy. And the third number should be able to punch through that armour there. Still bouncing off. So what I'm trying to basically show in this video, and I think I proved it, yeah, both tanks on either side can basically pen each other and kill them. But the Persian does not have the armour and some of the heaviest weapons that the super heavies have. And at ranges of like 200 metres, especially if they've got a bit of cover on that glacial, the Persian just won't survive. It will just die. Even something like a Ferdinand, standard round, if it turns bloody engine on, that is. It can easily just get it. It will probably just pen straight through it. Yeah, that's killed a few crew. And even the Persian at that range of about 200 metres, straight through the turret. So the Persian, even though it does pack a wallop, it does lack a bit in some of the armour capabilities. So just remember, even though it is a heavy tank, it's more of a heavy tank for dealing with things like Tigers. When it comes to the super heavies, bring 2 or bring air power, is my opinion. But still a very cool tank, but I just don't think it's worth investing too many research points or hope on it, because It's not a king tiger and eyes 2. It's a bit of a different beast. Anyway, I hope you found that useful. It was fun. Should we just kill what's left just for the point of it? Why not? We should be able to pen the turret. Did that even go through? De nada. Well, time for the Ferdinand to have a go. Sorry, Persian. This is your time. And there we go. Anyway, I hope you found it useful. Thanks for watching, everyone. You guys have a fantastic weekend.